how to translate European culture to United States and United States culture to Europe. But I have nothing to say. Inga, present yourself. Welcome to Ask the Expert, and thank you very much for being with us today.
Suzanne, thank you for invitation. My name is Inga Bielińska, and generally I say that I'm an executive and a team coach. I've been working now and living in United States. I use the present continuous tense on purpose because it's temporary. It's not the place I would like to stay for whole life, because I'm kind of nomad and I would like to travel more with my family. I've been here for some time now. And before that, I was living in Europe, in Poland, but I was working generally all over Europe, Africa, and as well in Asia, but mainly post-Soviet Union countries. So if I'm going to talk about the cultural differences, they'll be connected with my own experiences, but as well, it would be wise to add that I work mostly in IT environments, so with the technology companies, and they are pretty international. I'm located now in Silicon Valley. So when we talk about American culture, actually I get the sense when I have clients from that localization. I'm not talking about clients from like New York or some other places in States. They are more international clients than purely American. However, the expectations towards coaching differ from the ones I know from Europe. Yeah.
So Inga, we're going to go for parts because I think we have so much a broad territory to go for, because we have a seminar, a webinar a couple of weeks ago when we talk about cultural intelligence, and I wasn't expecting, I was actually surprised how many people participate in the questions, but we have a lot of coach. So we have three subjects that I think we need to address in different segments. First of all is coach to coach, because you're part of Fourth Council group, and we both are. We're explaining coach to coach how to work with different nationalities and different cultural intelligence. Another one is the difference of clients asking question, the different of clients perspective, and the other one, what are the advice you will give? So I want to start like, you're a coach, I'm a coach, we have coaches out there, we have people who want to start working with different cultures. What are the major difference that you found out coaching in Europe, Africa, and all around the world to United States, and what is your advice to another coach?
Okay, so maybe I will start with the first thing. Coach, dear coach, who asked me this question, first start with getting to know your own biases. Yeah, so the best thing you can do is just look at your own nationality first, instead of looking at, okay, United States, what would they expect? Just to try to identify what you bring to the coaching partnership with the clients, which is connected with your thinking biases, connected with the limitations, but as well possibilities connected with your own nationality. You know, I'm a Polish person. Generally, Polish people are pretty critical. So they tend to see things that don't work, and we don't do it because we love, like, you know, damage humor of everybody in the room, but we want to make the world a better place by repairing all of these things, yeah? And as well, because we are post-Soviet Union country, we tend to complain a lot, and complaining as well is not about breaking the mood of other people. It's a bonding activity. If we complain together, we are on the same boat, so we understand each other better. And, you know, I know these biases. I know that it might happen that I may have overcritical thinking. I might spot things that don't work as well. And, you know, I met my first clients from United States, and I'm generally talking about not clients from here, from Silicon Valley, which are more international clients, but clients which I got from like more like inland part of United States. And, you know, first conversation, the question I very often ask during, you know, the meeting, like this meeting before we start, is like, what might not work in our cooperation. I ask it very, very often just to see what like fears or what concerns the other party can have. And my American prospect looked at me like, okay, because generally speaking, what I noticed, Americans are pretty positive. Yeah, positive in terms of expectations. They are very direct, very assertive about what they want, but they are not so determined to start with things or to talk at the beginning with things which might not work. Okay, so
Okay, I'm talking about assertiveness because what the perception I have for what your approach is, like you're really assertive. I want to know what is not working to make it work. And you talk about assertiveness on the American way. What is the difference for you, the assertiveness that you bring, who, by the way, we are the same way. The first thing is what is not working? I can fix it, but tell me what is the problem. Don't tell me what is working because it's already working. Tell me what is wrong so I can fix it. And people pull the body and like get on the couch like, what? So tell me from your perspective, what is the difference between the assertiveness that you bring and the American conception of assertiveness from you?
Okay, I think that I will start with language a little bit. I'm talking about my perspective here, that Americans are very positive in language. So they start with a lot of positive things to say. And sometimes it's hard to figure out, especially here in California, do they like or don't they like the idea or not? I think that post-Soviet Union countries, so Central and Eastern Europe, are like very direct. Yeah, they say what they mean. There are not so many like, please, thank you, I'm sorry, I was wondering if you could please, and so on, which is typical for me for Western Anglo-Saxon cultures, like Americans and British as well. We don't have it so much, yeah? And sometimes our assertiveness through the language may be called blunt, that we are rude, but it's not the same, because I believe that polite Americans are much more assertive in terms of negotiations. And I come to the thing that be prepared as a coach that you will have smiling, very positive, but sharp on the other side. So a very good negotiator. And it works this way because I think that even education in States, I can compare what my daughter does now at school here and what she did in Poland, is very often focused on debate, ability to discuss, and at the time be polite and nice to each other, yeah? And we are very direct in language. We seem to be assertive, but very often we lack skills to negotiate well. And this is the learning we need to do, yeah? We, as I say, I'm talking about the like Central and Eastern Europe, yeah? So that's the thing which I would focus here, especially the post-Soviet countries from Asia. They are as well, they are probably more polite, but as well even weaker at negotiators. So the one thing for a coach, like look for ability of Americans to negotiate well. They're really good at it. Yeah, and they do it in such a manner, a polite manner, positive manner, that you might not notice that this is negotiation and that you're losing something actually on the way. Yeah, so yeah, so that was the thing I would pay attention to, and as well that Americans expect others to be as assertive as them. So talk about their needs and wishes in a way like they do. And that's not true about, I think, 80% of the other cultures. I would even compare that meeting between American and other cultures would be like meeting between introvert and extrovert, yeah? That introvert needs time to think about arguments and so on, and just to get in touch with inner wisdom. And Americans are very quick. I would see them as quick thinkers, yeah? Because they're very good negotiations, much better, I think, much better than other people I met in Europe. Yeah, that's one of the things.
So let's divide it in three. I like people think in three logies. So 3 advice for European coaches who need to work with American companies, and 3 advice for American coaches who need to work with European companies or companies that you have been related or countries that you have been related to.
Three pieces. So first of all,
3 pieces on both sides.
First of all, just get to know biases connected with your own nationality. Do not expect that the other party will be as good or as weak as negotiating skills as you are. That's the basic thing. But as well, that's the piece of advice I would give no matter what nationality you are. Just be curious. If you are curious, whatever problems you encounter with, with nationalities, it's just, it wouldn't happen for you if you would just open mind, ask questions, and so on. And sorry for that, Americans or people from United States or Anglo-Saxon cultures, this way, I would say even wider, yeah, because that's connected with English language and the usage of English language. It would be advisable not to judge others at the politeness level, depending on the language they use, because sometimes culturally there are not so many pleases and thank yous, and I was wondering if you could in other cultures. Yeah, so just pay attention that if somebody is very direct, first of all, it doesn't mean, or straightforward, it doesn't mean that they're impolite, and it doesn't mean that they are very good at being assertive, so they will tell you exactly what they want. Yeah, so it may be a little bit misleading. So yeah.
Okay, Inga, I want you back, and the next one we want to talk about the difference needs from European customers and American customers, since you have the experience. So Inga, thank you very much for being with us, and want you back to ask the expert.